Martha, the stay-at-home family, and today I'm really cold. You see, our house, because it's like kind of in the middle of nowhere, we're heated with oil. And I've gotten really used over the years to having like gas heating, which is, comes from a line, which means that you never have to worry about running out. But this morning we woke up and we're like, the floor is not as warm as it usually is. And sure enough, we're totally and completely out of oil. Sorry if I just did a double take because I just saw a dead bee on my desk. But it's okay because it's dead. Anyway, so I'm really cold and there's a dead bee on my desk. But it actually got me to thinking about a couple of years ago. We had moved into a kind of bigger place because we really wanted some space for the kids. But in order to do that, we had to move like quite far outside the city. And I was commuting every day, which really sucked. But it was also oil heating. So you had to order the oil, fill up the tank, and if you ran out, you ran out. Now, I remember right around Christmas when it was so cold, and for those of you in Ireland, this was the year of the big freeze, a couple of years ago when like everything froze and the whole country came to a standstill because we couldn't handle the snow and we couldn't drive and the roads were all frozen over and people were having freezing pipes bursting and all kinds of craziness. But we ran out of oil. We didn't have enough money to order more oil. And so we found these like radiators that you can plug in, and so then we would plug them in and we would all hunch into one room, and we had this pretty big house, lots of rooms, and we all hunched down into this one room with this one electric radiator. And then we had one upstairs in the kids' room, in Darcy's room, so that she wouldn't freeze at night. And it was awful, like awful. And there was a lot of the reasons why I opted to move somewhere closer, to move somewhere closer to work so I wouldn't have to commute, and somewhere smaller, because it was just such hell on earth. I remember having a sinus infection. I was like in pain, freezing, and we were trying to live our dream life. We were trying to live out in a nice house in the countryside, and it was like this horrible nightmare. And right now, today, we woke up and the heat wasn't on, and all I had to do was pick up a phone and call the oil company and ask them, could they rush an order out to us today? And I didn't even have to like check the bank and see could we afford a tank full of oil. And I do feel like this immense sense of gratitude if I can look at where I was the last time I was in this situation. It's like night and day. And sometimes I think it's really important to remember, no matter where you are now, you probably have been in a situation that was worse. And you can probably still look at things in your life right now today that you can be grateful for, that you can understand is better than it was before. So for me, I have a lot of things to be grateful for, but one thing that I'm particularly grateful for today is the ability to pick up the phone, call the oil company, and just pay for the oil, and it doesn't worry me. It's not like this massive decision. You just say, we're out of oil, let's fix it, and that's not how my life was before this. So I want you to just take a moment today to think about where you were versus where you are now. And if you really truly feel like where you are now is rock bottom, then that's actually a good thing, because from rock bottom you usually don't have anything to lose, and you can truly change from there. A lot of people have their biggest changes when they hit their worst nightmares. And for me, that was one of my worst nightmares, freezing in a house with a small child, unable to pay for new oil. So I'm cold, but I'm grateful. So today, just think about what you are grateful for. So I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.